Welcome children to the online video. Now that we know the story of Rip Van Winkle, we can directly go into the poem. Rip Van Winkle. Here at these fairy mountains' base, the voyager may often trace the light smoke curling towards the sky from chimney tops and village nigh, whose shingle roofs gleam through the trees, where odors of mountain breeze. So here the poet is standing at the base of the mountain, at the Catskill mountain, and we know that Rip Van Winkle often goes to this Catskill mountain. So he says that when he stands at the mountain's base or at the foot of the mountain, the voyagers may often trace. Anyone who stands at the foot of the mountain can see the light smoke curling towards the sky, can see the smoke moving up towards the sky from chimney tops and village nigh, from the chimneys of the houses and from the village nigh. Nigh is an archaic word meaning near. Whose shingle roofs gleam through the trees. Shingle is a piece of wood used to cover the roof of a house. So the shingle roofs gleam. Gleam means shine through the trees. The roof shines through the trees where odors of mountain breeze. Odor is the pungent smell. Pungent smell is a bad smell. So he says that as one stands by the foot of the mountain, one can see the smoke curling up towards the sky and the roof of the houses shining through the trees. The odors of mountain breeze, and they can get the smell of the mountain breeze, the pungent smell of the mountain breeze. And blue tints in the upland scene commingle with the fresher green and melt away into the shade of nearer landscape thus arrayed. So he says that he's giving a description of the landscape. He says that blue tints in the upland scene. So blue tints can be seen on the upland, that is on the roof, commingle with the fresher green. Commingle means mixture of smell. So the poet gets a mixture of smell with the fresher green. Along with that, the poet gets the smell of the fresh green and melt away into the shade of nearer landscape thus arrayed. And all these things, it melts away or it mingles into the shade of the nearer landscape thus arrayed, into the nearer landscape which is arranged in an orderly way. It is indeed a village small, of great antiquity withal, by some Dutch colonist begun, and early so the legends run. So this was a time when Rip Van Winkle left for the mountain. At that time, it was a Dutch colonial rule that was going on, and after that, I think it's the American Revolution, and throughout the Revolution War, Rip Van Winkle had been asleep. So he says that it is indeed a very small village of great antiquity. Antiquity is the ancient time, so it has got many things about that belong to the ancient times. And by some Dutch colonist begun, and early so the legend run, and it has been begun by the Dutch colonist, and so says the history. In the provincial government of good old Peter Stuyvesant, and may his ashes rest in peace. So he says that this is in the provincial government. Provincial is a part of the country that is run by the local government. So in the provincial government of good old Peter Stuyvesant. So Peter Stuyvesant, he was the last Dutch governor, or he was the last Dutch Director General of the colony of New Netherland, or he was the last Dutch governor of Amsterdam. So he was the ruler then. He was a ruler then of the province, and now he is no more. And his so only the poet says that may his ashes rest in peace. And though the dwellers may decrease, some of these ancient houses stand as by original settlers planned, when into cozy shapes were wrought, small yellow bricks from Holland brought. So he says that the dwellers, the people who are living there, it may decrease, and some of the ancient houses stand, and yet even after 20 years there are some ancient houses as by original settlers planned. The original settlers, or the people who were originally living there, they planned to have some ancient houses where into cozy shapes were wrought, and these houses were wrought into or were designed into cozy shapes, comfortable shapes. Small yellow bricks from Holland brought. So bricks were brought from Holland, and lattice windows, gables tall. Lattice window is a window with a metal frame where glass pieces are inserted. So it is a description about the houses. So the houses they were ancient houses also, and the houses were of comfortable shapes and were wrought. Wrought means beaten or shaped by hammering, and it was made of yellow bricks that were brought from Holland, with lattice windows. It had lattice windows with a metal frame, and glasses were inserted between. And gables tall. Gable is the triangular part of a building created by two sloping sides of a roof. So it had sloping roofs and weathercocks surmounting all. And on top of the house there were weathercocks. Weathercocks are a type of weather vane which is used to find the direction of the wind. As you can see in the picture there, as the wind blows, the cock moves. The cock, which is the shape of the cock which is mounted on the building, will move according to the wind, and so they could guess the direction of the wind. So this is about the houses that were there. In that same village, and forsooth, if I must tell the naked truth. So in the same village, he says, the poet says that in the same village, to say something with emphasis, he says that to tell the truth. In one of these same houses old, time worn and weather beaten cold, when over the province of the day Great Britain held colonial sway, lived Rip Van Winkle, simple, kind, good-natured as you ever find. So he says that in one of these houses, in one of these old houses, which is now worn by time, which has now been damaged by time and weather and hard-biting cold, and over the province of the day, Great Britain held colonial sway. So it was a time when the colonial rule was going on, and there was protest against the colonial rule. So it was swaying, it was not steady. The rule was not steady because people were protesting against the rule. lived Rip Van Winkle, simple, kind, good-natured as you ever find. So there was a man called Rip Van Winkle who was very simple. He was very kind. He would help any person who would approach him. He was good-natured as you ever find. Descended from Van Winkle's stock that gallantly sustained the shock of chivalrous days that once were spent with gallant Peter Stuyvesant. So he says that the descendants of Rip Van Winkle, the descendants or the people who belong to the race of Rip Van Winkle, that gallantly sustained the shock of chivalrous days that once ever spent. So at that time, it was Peter Stuyvesant who was the governor. He was a very brave person, and these people they were shocked by the, or they were surprised by the heroic gallant of Peter Stuyvesant. In siege of Christiania's fort, the truth compels me to report that Rip inherited small part of the ancestral martial art. So he says that these people had been very brave when they were capturing the Christianian fort, and truth compels the poet to say that Rip had a small part of this bravery that he got from his ancestral martial art. So we come to an end of the poem, and I think you will have to read the poem. You will read the poem and you will study the meanings, because meanings also can be asked for the exam. So hope you have understood, because we have already got a background of the historical events that had taken place during the time. So we'll do the exercises later. So we'll stop here. Good day to all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.